Sir, you may have all the money and power in the world, but you'll never know what it's like to have real love. That, no one can buy. Those words came out of her mouth like poisoned arrows, each syllable piercing something deep inside me. I felt my chest tighten in a way I'd never experienced before. It wasn't anger, it wasn't shame. It was worse. It was the sharp, painful sensation that she was absolutely right. And the worst part? The person who told me this wasn't some business rival, not some psychologist I paid $3,000 an hour. It was my office cleaning lady. My name is Callahan Pierce, 36 years old, CEO of Pierce Holdings, a company valued at $2.3 billion. I have a penthouse in Manhattan overlooking Central Park, a Lamborghini in the garage, watches that cost more than houses. People bow when I enter a room. I can get anything, any deal, any woman, any luxury. Or at least, that's what I believed until 3 days ago. Now I'm sitting in my empty conference room at 11 at night, with a half-empty bottle of 50-year-old whiskey, staring at the chair where she was sitting when she confronted me. Maggie Sullivan. Red hair tied in a simple ponytail, faded blue uniform, hands calloused from scrubbing marble floors that people like me dirty without a second thought. She shouldn't have been here at that hour, neither should I. But there I was, screaming into the phone with my lawyer, destroying yet another relationship, this time with Claire Huntington, heiress model, the perfect woman according to Forbes. I broke up with her via text while she was in Milan. Cold? Yes. But it was more honest than pretending to feel something I never felt. When I hung up the phone, I almost threw it at the wall. That's when I heard her voice. Must be tough, huh? I turned around. Maggie was standing in the doorway with that ridiculous cleaning cart, looking at me with an expression that wasn't pity. It was disappointment. Tough what? I growled. And you shouldn't be here. My shift is from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., Mr. Pierce. You're the one who shouldn't be here if you wanted privacy to break up with another girlfriend. The way she said another irritated me deeply. That's none of your business. It's not, she agreed, starting to empty the trash cans. But it must be exhausting. What? Collecting perfect people and never feeling complete. My blood boiled. Who did this woman think she was? You don't know anything about me. Maggie stopped, looked me straight in the eye with those absurdly direct green eyes, and delivered the poison. I know you're here alone on a Thursday night, drinking expensive whiskey and ending relationships over the phone. I know that in 3 years of cleaning this office, I've never seen you smile for real. And I know that... She hesitated but continued. Sir, you may have all the money and power in the world, but you'll never know what it's like to have real love. That, no one can buy. Then she simply left. Left me there, paralyzed, mouth open, and ego shattered on the floor along with the pieces of my whiskey glass that I didn't even notice I'd dropped. I had my assistant fire her the next day. He came back saying that Maggie Sullivan had resigned before he even got to HR. She left a 2-line letter. Thank you for the opportunity. I found a better job. And now, 3 days later, I can't get her out of my head. That woman, that impossible, irritating, unbearably honest cleaning lady, woke up something in me that had been dead for years. Or maybe it never existed. I need to find her. I need to understand why her words hurt more than anything anyone's ever said to me. But there's a problem. New York has 8 million people. And Maggie Sullivan just disappeared from my life like a ghost. I've never begged for anything in my life, never had to. Money opens doors that remain closed to ordinary people. A phone call, a check, a subtle threat. That's how I've always gotten what I wanted. But Maggie Sullivan isn't for sale, and that's driving me absolutely insane. Mr. Pierce, with all due respect, this is unusual. My assistant Derek shifts uncomfortably in his designer chair, holding a folder I've demanded he compile. You want me to find a former cleaning employee? We have over 300 people in janitorial services across our buildings. I don't care if we have 3,000. Find her. Derek's eyebrows shoot up. In 5 years working for me, he's seen me fire executives without blinking, close billion-dollar deals over breakfast, and date supermodels like they're disposable. But he's never seen me obsessed with a cleaning lady who quit. Sir, our HR policy. I don't give a damn about HR policy. Get me her address, phone number, anything. 20 minutes later, Derek returns, looking pale. The address on file is fake, the phone number's disconnected, and the social security number… He pauses. It belongs to someone who died 15 years ago. I stare at him. What? Maggie Sullivan doesn't exist, Mr. Pierce. At least not the one who worked here. She used a false identity. For a moment I can't breathe. Who the hell is she? A corporate spy? Someone sent to humiliate me? But that makes no sense. She cleaned toilets for 3 years. Nobody commits to a con that long just to deliver one painful truth. Unless she was running from something, or someone. Find her anyway, I say quietly. I don't care what it takes. By day 4, I'm doing something I haven't done in 15 years. Walking the streets of Manhattan like a regular person. No driver, no security, no entourage. Just me, a baseball cap, and a photograph I printed from security footage. Grainy, but it's her, wiping down a conference table, a slight smile on her face as she works. I start with the obvious places. Other cleaning companies, employment agencies. Nothing. It's like she vanished into thin air. On day 6, I'm in a diner in Queens at 2 in the morning, a place I'd never normally set foot in, showing her picture to a tired waitress. Never seen her? The woman says, barely glancing at the photo. Honey, you want some advice? A man like you, dressed like that, looking for a woman like her? Whatever you did, just let her go. She clearly doesn't want to be found. The words sting more than they should. I sit in a booth and order coffee I don't drink. The diner smells like grease and desperation, and I realize with a shock that I feel more alive here than I have in years. Since Maggie walked out of my life, everything feels different. Colors seem brighter. Food tastes like cardboard. My penthouse feels like a mausoleum. What did she do to me? My phone buzzes. It's Claire, my ex, calling for the 15th time. I silence it. Then I see an email from Derek. Found something. Call me. I'm outside the diner, phone to my ear, before the door closes behind me. She has a daughter, Derek says. 7 years old, enrolled in PS 234 in Brooklyn under a different last name, Thompson. The emergency contact is Margaret Thompson. My heart stops. A daughter. Maggie has a daughter. There's more, Derek continues. I dug deeper. Margaret Sullivan, real identity, 32 years old. There's a restraining order on file from 2 years ago, against a Vincent Russo, her ex-husband. He's been in and out of prison for assault, drug trafficking, nasty guy. Everything clicks into place. The false identity, the disappearing act. She wasn't running from me. She was already running from someone far more dangerous. And I just made everything worse by trying to find her. Derek, I need you to stop. Erase everything. Delete the searches, the files, all of it. Sir, she's hiding for a reason. If I found her this easily, someone else could too. Shut it down. Now. I hang up and lean against a brick wall, feeling like the world's biggest idiot. I've been so focused on my hurt pride, my wounded ego, that I didn't consider she might have real problems. Real danger. But I also can't just walk away. Not now. Not when I know she's out there, possibly in trouble, raising a daughter alone while hiding from a violent ex. For the first time in 20 years, I don't know what to do. Money can't fix this. Power can't either. If I force my way into her life, I could destroy whatever safety she's built. But if I do nothing, I'll never know if she's okay. If she ever thinks about me. If those words she said were meant to wound me, or save me. I pull out my phone and stare at the photo. Really look at her this time. The tiredness around her eyes. The way she holds herself, like someone carrying invisible weight. The strength it must take to scrub floors until dawn, then go home to a 7-year-old, all while looking over her shoulder for a monster. And I called her simple, a fictional, just a cleaning lady. She's the strongest person I've ever met, and I didn't even know her real name. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. Mr. Pierce? The voice is female, young, uncertain. Yes? This is Maggie Sullivan, or rather it was. I heard you've been looking for me. My heart slams against my ribcage. How did you? I have friends who watch out for me. Listen, you need to stop. Whatever this is, whatever you think you want from me, it's not safe, for either of us. I just want to talk. Why? Her voice cracks slightly. So you can throw money at me, offer me my job back, tell me I was wrong about you? No, I say, and I've never meant anything more. Because you were right. And I need to understand how a woman I barely knew could see through me so completely when I've been lying to myself for years. Silence. Long, painful silence. Then, there's a park, Prospect Park, the boathouse at noon tomorrow. Come alone, Mr. Pierce. And if I see anyone following you, I disappear for good. She hangs up. I stand there in the middle of Queens, grinning like an idiot, while a homeless man asks me for change, and I hand him a $100 bill without thinking. Tomorrow. I'll see her tomorrow, and I have no idea what happens next. I arrive at Prospect Park 45 minutes early. I've changed clothes 3 times, something I haven't done since my first board meeting at 23. Eventually settled on jeans and a simple black sweater. No watch. No obvious displays of wealth. I want her to see me, not my money. The boathouse sits quietly by the lake, autumn leaves dancing across the water. I buy 2 coffees from a vendor, then realize I have no idea how she takes hers. Black, cream and sugar. It's pathetic how little I know about her. At 11:58, I see her. She's wearing jeans and a green jacket that matches her eyes, hair down around her shoulders instead of the ponytail I'm used to. She's beautiful in a way that has nothing to do with the manufactured perfection of the women I usually date. There's something real about her. Raw. Alive. She spots me, hesitates, then walks over. You came alone, she says. Not a question. A test I apparently passed. You asked me to. I hold out the coffee. I didn't know how you take it. A small smile crosses her face. Black. 2 sugars. Of course, I got it wrong. I hand her the one with cream. Keep it, she says. I'll adapt. We sit on a bench overlooking the water. For a long moment, neither of us speaks. The silence isn't comfortable, but it isn't hostile either. It's charged with something I can't name. Why did you look for me? She finally asks. Honestly, I don't know. At first it was ego. You wounded me and I wanted... I pause, searching for honesty. I wanted to prove you wrong, show you I wasn't what you said. And now? Now I know you were right. And I need to understand how you knew. Maggie takes a sip of coffee, winces at the cream, but drinks it anyway. Mr. Pierce. Callahan, please. Callahan, she corrects, and my name sounds different in her voice. Softer. I clean offices for a living. You know what I see? People's trash. Literally and figuratively. The things they throw away tell stories they'd never say out loud. What did my trash say? Antacids. Lots of them. Printed emails from your mother that you crumpled up without reading. Takeout containers for 1 every single night. Reservation confirmations at expensive restaurants that you'd cancel the same day. She looks at me. And photos. You printed photos of yourself with different women, stared at them, then threw them away. Like you were trying to feel something and couldn't. My throat tightens. She saw all of that. 3 years of my life reduced to garbage. I wasn't trying to hurt you that night, she continues. I was trying to wake you up. Because I've cleaned a lot of offices, met a lot of rich, powerful people, and you know what? Most of them are dead inside. But you... She hesitates. You looked like you were still fighting it, like there was something in you that wanted to feel alive. Past tense? I don't know. Is there? I turned to face her fully. 3 days after you quit, I broke up with the woman I was supposed to marry. Not because of what you said, she wasn't right either, but because I realized I was 36 years old and had never been in love. Not once. I'd built an empire, conquered markets, won every game I played. But I'd never felt what you talked about. Real love. And it terrified me that I might never know what I was missing. Maggie's eyes soften. That's why you looked for me. You made me feel something. Anger, shame, curiosity. I don't even know what. But it was real. More real than anything I'd felt in years. Callahan. She shakes her head. I'm not some magical cure for your emotional problems. I'm a single mother, hiding from a dangerous man, working 2 jobs to keep my daughter safe and fed. I don't have time for a rich man's existential crisis. The words should sting, but they don't. They're just true. Tell me about your daughter, I say instead. Her entire face transforms. Emma. She's 7, loves dinosaurs, hates vegetables, wants to be a paleontologist when she grows up. Then the light dims. She doesn't remember her father, thank God. Doesn't know why we had to change our names, why we moved 5 times in 2 years. I tell her it's an adventure. The restraining order. You investigated me. Not accusatory, just tired. I'm sorry. I stopped as soon as I realized I was putting you in danger. Vincent is in prison, for now, but he gets out in 6 months, and when he does... She trails off, staring at the water. He'll look for us. He always does. Without thinking, I reach for her hand. She doesn't pull away. What if you didn't have to run anymore? Callahan, don't. I have resources, lawyers, security. I could... No. She pulls her hand back. This is exactly what I was afraid of. You think you can fix everything with money. But this isn't a business deal. This is my life, my daughter's life. And the moment Vincent finds out some billionaire is protecting us, he'll come twice as hard. Men like him, their ego can't handle it. She's right. Of course she's right. But sitting here, watching her carry this weight alone, makes me want to fight battles that aren't mine to fight. Then just let me know you, I say quietly. No solutions, no rescue fantasies. Just let me get to know you. Coffee, conversations. Let me see if this thing I'm feeling is real or just my ego playing tricks. Maggie looks at me for a long time. And when you get bored? When you realize I'm just a regular person with regular problems? What then? Then at least I'll know. And so will you. She stands up and my heart sinks, thinking she's leaving. But she doesn't walk away. She just looks down at me, this impossible woman who saw through my armor with a few simple words. Saturday, she says. There's a playground near my apartment. 3 p.m. Emma will be there. If you show up, if you meet my daughter, there's no going back. You understand? She's my whole world. I won't let anyone hurt her. I understand. Do you? Because I've known men like you. Men who say they want something real, but when real gets messy, when it's tantrums and bills and exhaustion, they disappear. I stand up, meeting her eyes. I won't disappear. We'll see. She walks away, and I watch her until she's gone, wondering what the hell I've just committed to. I've negotiated with presidents, stared down hostile boardrooms, built a billion-dollar empire from nothing. But I've never been as nervous as I am right now. Because on Saturday, I'll meet a 7-year-old girl who loves dinosaurs. And somehow that feels more important than anything I've ever done. Saturday morning, I do something I haven't done in 15 years. I panic about what to wear. My closet is full of $3,000 suits and designer casual wear that screams money. Nothing appropriate for meeting a 7-year-old at a playground. I end up in old jeans I forgot I owned and a plain gray t-shirt. I look in the mirror and barely recognize myself. At a toy store in Brooklyn, I stand paralyzed in front of endless shelves. What do 7-year-old girls like? Dolls? I grab an expensive porcelain one, then put it back. Too fragile, too expensive, trying too hard. Can I help you? A teenage employee with blue hair and a nose ring appears. I need a gift. For a 7-year-old. She likes dinosaurs. The girl's face lights up. Oh, easy. Follow me. 10 minutes later, I'm walking toward the playground with a stuffed T-Rex that roars when you squeeze it, and a book called The Ultimate Dinosaur Encyclopedia. I feel ridiculous and terrified and more alive than I've felt in years. The playground is nothing special. Swings, slides, a sandbox. Kids everywhere screaming and laughing. Parents on benches looking tired and happy. It's a world I've never been part of. I spot Maggie immediately. She's pushing a small girl on a swing, and the sound of their laughter does something strange to my chest. Then the girl sees me, jumps off the swing mid-air, my heart stops, and lands perfectly, running toward her mother. Mom, there's a strange man. Maggie turns, sees me, and her expression is complicated. Relief, surprise, fear that I actually showed up. It's okay, baby. This is Mommy's friend, Mr. Pierce. Callahan, I correct, kneeling down to Emma's level. Just Callahan. Emma tilts her head, studying me with the brutal honesty only children possess. You're really tall, and you look nervous. I am nervous, I admit. I've never met someone who loves dinosaurs before. I'm afraid I'll say something dumb. That gets a giggle. Everybody says dumb things about dinosaurs. Last week, Timmy said T-Rexes had long arms. Can you believe that? Unbelievable, I say seriously. Everyone knows they had tiny arms. Exactly, she beams. Then she spots the stuffed T-Rex under my arm. Her eyes go wide. Is that for me? I glance at Maggie, who nods slightly. I heard you liked dinosaurs. Thought you might like a friend. Emma takes the T-Rex carefully, squeezes it. It roars. She absolutely loses her mind with joy, squeezing it over and over, making it roar at other kids on the playground. What do you say, Emma? Maggie prompts. Thank you. Emma hugs the dinosaur, then, unexpectedly, hugs my leg. It's brief, casual, the way kids hug everything they love, but it knocks the wind out of me. There's also a book, I say, my voice rough. But maybe later. A book? Emma looks at her mother. Mom, he brought a book. For the next hour, I'm initiated into the world of playground politics. Emma explains the complex social hierarchy of second grade, shows me how to properly go down a slide, feet first, arms up, screaming optional but encouraged, and teaches me the don't touch the lava game, which apparently involves not touching the ground or you die. Maggie watches from a bench, and I catch her smiling several times. At one point, Emma runs off to play with another kid, and I collapse next to Maggie, genuinely exhausted. You're good with her, she says quietly. I'm terrified, I admit. I keep thinking I'll break her or say the wrong thing. That's how you know you care. She pauses. Most people don't show up, Callahan. They say they will, but when it's real, when it's this. She gestures to the chaos around us. They disappear. I told you I wouldn't. You did. She looks at me, really looks at me. Why are you doing this? Honestly, I still don't fully know. But sitting here, watching your daughter explain dinosaur facts with complete confidence, seeing you smile, this feels more important than anything I've ever done. Callahan, I'm not trying to be a hero. I'm not trying to fix your life. I struggle for the right words. I want to know what this feels like, being part of something real. Before Maggie can respond, Emma runs back, dragging another little girl with her. This is Sophie! Sophie! This is my mom's friend who knows about dinosaurs. Sophie eyes me skeptically. Do you know about velociraptors? They had feathers, I say, remembering something from the book I skimmed. And they were actually much smaller than in the movies. Sophie's eyes widen. He does know about dinosaurs. I'm accepted into their tribe just like that. As the afternoon stretches on, I find myself relaxed in a way I've never experienced. No deals to close. No image to maintain. Just pushing a kid on a swing and pretending the ground is lava. Then my phone buzzes. Derek, urgent. I ignore it. It buzzes again and again. You should get that, Maggie says, noticing. It can wait. Callahan, it's okay. Emma, come here, baby. Time to go home. Already? Emma pouts. But we didn't play pirates yet. Next time, I hear myself say. Then freeze. I just assumed there would be a next time. Maggie catches it too, but she doesn't correct me. As they gather their things, Emma hugs me again, this time properly. Thanks for the dinosaur, and for playing with me. Most grown-ups don't really play. Well, most grown-ups are boring, I whisper conspiratorially. She giggles and runs ahead to the playground exit. Maggie lingers. Thank you, for today, for being real. Same time next week? She hesitates, then smiles. Yeah, same time. They walk away, Emma making her T-Rex roar at passing dogs, and I finally check my phone. 17 missed calls from Derek, 3 from my head of security, and 1 text that makes my blood run cold. Vincent Russo released early for good behavior, effective immediately. I look up. Maggie and Emma are just turning the corner, disappearing from view. And suddenly, everything just got a lot more complicated. I don't sleep that night. Instead, I sit in my penthouse with my head of security, Marcus Chen, a former Secret Service agent who's kept me safe through hostile takeovers and death threats from competitors. Vincent Russo, Marcus reads from his tablet. 38. 3 prior convictions for assault, 1 for drug trafficking. Known to be violent, unpredictable. The restraining order filed by Margaret Sullivan details 2 hospitalizations, multiple police reports. He threatened to kill her if she ever left him. My hands clench into fists. She did leave him. Twice. He found her both times. Sir, with respect, this isn't your problem to solve. I'm making it my problem. Marcus sighs. He's worked for me long enough to know when I'm immovable. What do you want me to do? Find him. 24/7 surveillance. I want to know where he is, who he talks to, where he goes. The second he gets anywhere near Maggie or Emma, I want to know. That's going to require resources, and it might not be legal. I don't care. Do it. As Marcus leaves, I stare at my phone. I should call Maggie. Warn her. But it's 3 a.m., and what am I supposed to say? Hey, your violent ex-husband is out of prison, but don't worry. I've hired someone to stalk him. She'll think I'm insane. Or worse, controlling. I make it until 7 a.m. before I break and call her. Callahan? Her voice is groggy, worried. Is everything okay? Are you home? Are you safe? What? Yes, we're fine. It's Sunday morning. What's going on? I close my eyes. Tell her. Don't tell her. The war rages in my head. I wanted to hear your voice. Silence. Then softer. Callahan, what aren't you telling me? God, she sees through everything. Vincent got out early. Good behavior. The silence that follows is deafening. I hear her breathing change, quicken. When? Yesterday, while we were at the playground. You knew. Yesterday you knew, and you didn't tell me. Her voice rises. I had Emma at a public playground while he was out, and you didn't. I just found out after you left. Maggie listened to me. I have people watching him. He doesn't know where you are. You have what? Now she's yelling. I hear Emma in the background asking what's wrong. You have people watching him? Who gave you the right? Who the hell do you think you are? Someone who cares about you. You've known me for 2 weeks. You met my daughter once. You don't get to make decisions about our safety. Then what am I supposed to do? Pretend I don't know he's out there? Act like everything's fine while you and Emma are in danger? Yes, she shouts. That's exactly what you do, because this is my life, my problem, and I've been handling it just fine before you showed up with your money and your resources and your savior complex. The line goes dead. I call back. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. By the 10th call, I realize she's blocked my number. For 3 days, I'm in hell. I can't contact her, can't see her, can't know if she's okay. Marcus reports that Vincent is staying in a halfway house in the Bronx, hasn't made any unusual moves. But that doesn't comfort me. On Wednesday, I break every promise I made to myself and show up at Emma's school at dismissal time. I stay across the street, hidden behind a coffee shop window, just to catch a glimpse. To know they're okay. At 3:15, kids pour out. Then I see her, Emma, with her dinosaur backpack, holding Maggie's hand. They look fine, happy, safe. I'm about to leave when I see him. A man, late 30s, muscular, with a cruel edge to his face. He's standing at the corner, watching them. Not moving, just watching. Vincent. My blood turns to ice. He doesn't approach. Just stands there as Maggie and Emma walk the opposite direction. But he's smiling. That's what terrifies me. He's smiling like he knows exactly where they'll be. Once they're out of sight, Vincent pulls out his phone, types something, then walks away. I call Marcus immediately. Tell me your guys are seeing this. We've got him. He's been there every day this week. Different times. Never approaching, just observing. Building a pattern. And you didn't tell me? You said surveillance only. Didn't want to alarm you unless there was direct contact. He's stalking them, Marcus. That's direct enough. I'm about to hang up when I see her. Maggie. She's coming back down the street, without Emma. And she's walking straight toward me. My heart stops. She pulls open the coffee shop door, spots me immediately, and sits down across from me without invitation. Emma's with my neighbor, she says coldly. I saw you, yesterday, and the day before. You've been watching us. Maggie. No, you don't get to talk. You don't get to explain. Her eyes are fierce, but I see the fear underneath. I told you to back off. I told you I could handle this. And what did you do? You hired people to follow me. Follow my daughter. Do you understand how that feels? To be watched. To not know who to trust? I was trying to protect you. I don't need your protection. Her voice breaks. I need to know that when I ask someone to respect my boundaries, they'll actually do it. Vincent never did. He always knew better, always had to control everything, and now you're doing the same thing. The comparison hits like a physical blow. I am nothing like him. Then prove it. Walk away. Let me handle my own life. I can't. The words come out raw, honest. I can't walk away knowing you're in danger. Knowing he's out there, watching you, planning something. You can hate me. You can never speak to me again. But I won't apologize for keeping you safe. Tears well in her eyes. He was at the school today, wasn't he? I nod. She closes her eyes, and a tear escapes. I saw him. I've seen him every day this week. Different spots, different times. He wants me to know he's there. That's how he does it. The fear is part of the game. Without thinking, I reach across the table and take her hand. This time, she doesn't pull away. Let me help you. Not because I think you're weak, not because I need to play hero, but because Emma deserves to grow up without looking over her shoulder, and you deserve to live without fear. Callahan, you don't understand what you're getting into. Vincent isn't just violent, he's smart. He'll see you as a threat, and he'll come after you too. Good, I say, and I mean it. Let him come after me. I have lawyers, security, resources he can't match. But you need to let me in. Really in. No more secrets. No more running alone. Maggie looks at our joined hands, then at my face. If I do this, if I let you help, it can't be your way. It has to be our way. Together. Equal. You don't make decisions without me. Deal. And if this thing between us, whatever it is, doesn't work out, you don't get to use what you know against me. Never. She squeezes my hand. Okay. So what do we do? First, I say, we get Emma somewhere safe. Then we end this, once and for all. 24 hours later, Emma is sitting in my penthouse living room, eyes wide as saucers, holding her roaring T-Rex. You live in the sky, she whispers, staring out at the Manhattan skyline, like a superhero. More like a guy who pays too much rent, I say, but she's not listening. She's already exploring, touching expensive art like it's a museum, declaring my kitchen bigger than our whole apartment. Maggie watches from the doorway, arms crossed, still not entirely comfortable with this arrangement. But it was the safest option. My building has security that rivals Fort Knox, and Vincent doesn't know I exist in her life. Not yet, anyway. Emma, baby, don't touch, Maggie starts, but I shake my head. Let her explore. Nothing here is more important than her feeling safe. Emma finds my telescope by the window. Whoa! Can we see stars? We can see planets if you know where to look, I say, adjusting it for her. That bright one right there? That's Venus. The love planet, Emma squeals. Miss Anderson taught us about it. Maggie's eyes meet mine over Emma's head, and something passes between us, something warm and terrifying. Okay, space explorer, Maggie says, clearing her throat. Time for bed. We've had a big day. Emma protests, but she's exhausted. Within minutes, she's tucked into my guest room, which I hastily converted into something child-appropriate, with Marcus's help. Dinosaur sheets, nightlight, the works. When Maggie emerges from the room, she looks wrung out. Coffee, wine, something stronger, I offer. All three, she mutters, collapsing on my couch. I pour us both wine, sit across from her, keeping distance, respecting boundaries. Tell me the plan, she says. You're a lawyer. What did he say? Judge Harper reviewed the case. She's sympathetic, but there's a problem. The restraining order expires in 6 months, and without new evidence of contact or threats, we can't renew it early. Vincent's been careful. No direct contact, no provable threats, just presence. Stalking is legal if you're subtle enough, Maggie says bitterly. Great system. There might be another way. I lean forward. His parole officer. Vincent has strict conditions. No contact with you, no proximity to minors, no leaving the city. If he violates any of those, he goes back to prison. Exactly. Marcus has been documenting everything. Every time he's near Emma's school, every pattern. If we can prove he's deliberately violating the spirit of his parole, even without direct contact, we might have a case. Maggie is quiet for a long moment. And if that doesn't work? Then we have backup plans. B, C, D, all the way to Z if necessary. I'm not letting him hurt you again. She looks at me, really looks at me, and I see her walls cracking. Why are you doing this? And don't say it's because you care. I need the real reason. I set down my wine glass. You want the truth? The whole truth? Yes. Because for 36 years I thought I had everything, and then you called me out in my own office, quit your job, and disappeared. And suddenly everything I had felt empty. Not just empty, like it had always been empty and I'd been too blind to see it. I stand up, start pacing. The words are coming now, unstoppable. I've built empires, Maggie. I've won every game I ever played. But I've never fought for a person. Never put someone else's needs above my own. Never felt like my life had actual purpose beyond making money and winning deals. I turned to face her. You and Emma. You make me want to be better, not richer, not more powerful, just better. A better man. Tears slide down her cheeks. Callahan. I'm not done. I kneel in front of her, not touching, just close. I know this is fast. I know it's crazy. I know we barely know each other. But every moment I spend with you feels more real than the entire 36 years before. And if that makes me insane, then I'm insane. She reaches out, touches my face. You're definitely insane. Is that a bad thing? I don't know yet, she whispers. Ask me when this is over. Then she kisses me. It's not like any kiss I've ever experienced. Not polished, not performative. It's desperate and real and tastes like tears and wine and hope. When we break apart, we're both breathing hard. That was, I start. A mistake, she says, but she's smiling. A really good mistake. The best kind. She laughs, and it's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. We talk until 2 a.m. about everything. Her childhood in Boston. My cold relationship with my mother. Her first marriage to Vincent. How charming he was at first. Then controlling. Then violent. My string of empty relationships with women whose names I barely remember. You know what's funny? She says, head on my shoulder now, exhaustion making her soft. I spent 3 years cleaning your office, making up stories about you. I imagined you had this perfect life, beautiful wife, perfect kids, happiness in every corner. And instead you were just as lost as me, just better at hiding it. Not anymore, I say. I'm done hiding. My phone buzzes. Marcus. I almost ignore it, but something makes me check. The text makes my blood freeze. Vincent at your building, lobby, asking about Maggie Sullivan by name. I'm on my feet instantly. Maggie sees my face, sits up. What? What is it? He found us. He's downstairs. The color drains from her face. Emma is safe. He can't get up here. But Maggie, he knows. Somehow he knows you're with me. She's shaking now. How? How could he possibly? My mind races through possibilities. Then it hits me. The school, when he was watching, he saw me too. He must have run facial recognition or hired someone. Damn it, I should have been more careful. Don't, she grabs my arms. Don't you dare blame yourself. This is what he does. He finds ways. Another text from Marcus. He's leaving. Got him on camera. He wanted you to know he knows. It's a message, I say. He's telling us he can get to you whenever he wants. Maggie's fear transforms into something else, something fierce. No, no more running, no more fear. I'm done, Callahan. We end this now. How? She looks at me with steel in her eyes. We give him what he wants, a confrontation, but on our terms, with witnesses, with evidence. We make him violate his parole so egregiously that he goes back to prison for good. That's dangerous. Everything about this is dangerous, she says. But I'm tired of being prey. It's time to set a trap. The plan is simple, dangerous, and completely insane, which is why it might actually work. Maggie will meet Vincent, publicly, in Central Park near Bethesda Fountain, where there are cameras, witnesses, and tourists everywhere. She'll wear a wire. Marcus and his team will be positioned throughout the area. 2 plainclothes police officers, friends of Marcus, will be nearby. And I'll be watching from a distance, ready to intervene if anything goes wrong. The goal: get Vincent to violate his parole conditions on camera. Threats, intimidation, anything that proves he's dangerous. This is a terrible idea, Detective Morrison tells us in my penthouse the night before. She's off duty, doing this as a favor to Marcus. If he gets violent, he won't, Maggie interrupts. Not with people around. Vincent's a coward. He only hurts people when no one's watching. But he can't resist showing control. If I challenge him in public, he'll make threats. He won't be able to help himself. And if you're wrong, I ask, hating every second of this plan. She looks at me. Then you save me, like you've been trying to do since the beginning. Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Park is crowded with weekend tourists and street performers. Emma is safe with Marcus's wife, Sarah, at an undisclosed location. Maggie insisted on that. No matter what happens, Emma stays protected. I'm positioned on a bench 50 yards away, wearing casual clothes and sunglasses, looking like any other tourist. But my heart is hammering like I'm about to give the biggest presentation of my life. Through my earpiece, I hear Marcus. Target approaching from the east. He's alone. Maggie, you're on. I watch as Maggie walks to the fountain, sits on the edge. She looks calm, but I know better. I know she's terrified. Vincent appears. Even from this distance, I can see he's exactly as Marcus described. Muscular, menacing, with a smile that makes my skin crawl. He sits next to her. Too close. Possessive. Through the wire, I hear everything. Hello, Maggie. Long time. Vincent. Her voice is steady, stronger than I expected. You look good. Life with the billionaire must be nice. I don't know what you're talking about. He laughs. It's not a pleasant sound. Don't play dumb. Callahan Pierce, CEO. Lives in a building that costs more per month than I made in a year. You always did like money. I left you because you hit me, Vincent. Because you put me in the hospital. Because you threatened to kill me. I was stressed. You made me angry. You know how you get. I'm halfway off my bench before Marcus's voice crackles in my ear. Stand down. She's got this. Maggie leans forward. I want you to leave us alone. Us? Vincent's smile widens. You mean you and Emma? My daughter? She's not your daughter anymore. You signed away your rights. I was in prison. I didn't have a choice. You had a choice every time you raised your hand to me. His face darkens. Watch your mouth, Maggie. Or what? You'll hit me here, in front of all these people, with cameras everywhere? He grabs her wrist. Not hard enough to bruise, but the intent is clear. Ownership. Control. You think you're safe because you've got money now? Because you've got some rich boyfriend? I can get to you whenever I want. I can get to Emma. That school she goes to. I know every exit. Every corner where the cameras don't reach. That's a threat. That's a promise. He leans in close. You're mine, Maggie. You'll always be mine. And if I can't have you, nobody will. Not Pierce. Not anyone. Let go of me. Or what? That's when I snap. I'm moving before I can think, crossing the 50 yards in seconds. Marcus is shouting in my ear to stand down, but I don't care. Get your hands off her. My voice is deadly quiet. Vincent looks up, releases Maggie's wrist, and stands. He's my height, more muscular and radiating violence. So you're the boyfriend, the hero. He looks me up and down. You have no idea what you've gotten yourself into, rich boy. I know exactly what I've gotten into. And I know you're violating your parole right now. Proximity to your ex-wife, threats, all on camera. He glances around, sees people watching, phones out. His jaw clenches. This isn't over, he says to Maggie. Actually, it is. Detective Morrison appears, badge visible. Vincent Russo, you're under arrest for violating the terms of your parole. You have the right to remain silent. Vincent doesn't let her finish. He lunges, not at Morrison, but at Maggie. Everything happens in slow motion. I see his hand reach into his jacket, see the flash of metal. A knife. I don't think. I just move. I hit him from the side, tackling him before he reaches Maggie. We crash to the pavement, and I hear the knife skitter across concrete. Then his fist connects with my face, and the world explodes in pain. But I don't let go. I hold him down until Marcus and Morrison pile on, until handcuffs click into place, until he's screaming threats that will only add years to his sentence. Then I feel hands on my face, Maggie, crying, checking me over. You idiot, she sobs. You beautiful, stupid idiot. You're okay, I ask, tasting blood. I'm fine. You're the one who... She can't finish, just holds my face and cries. Around us, tourists are recording, applauding. Someone shouts, "That was amazing," like we just performed street theater. Marcus helps me up. That was the dumbest, bravest thing I've ever seen. Is he going back to prison? With that knife? With the threats on camera? With assault on a civilian? Morrison grins. He'll be lucky to see daylight in 20 years. Vincent is screaming as they load him into the police car. screaming my name, Maggie's name, threats that will only extend his sentence. Maggie watches him go, and I see the moment it hits her. Really hits her. She's free. Emma is safe. The nightmare is over. She turns to me, and the look in her eyes is something I'll remember forever. "Thank you," she whispers, "for everything, for fighting for us, for being crazy enough to tackle a man with a knife." "Always," I say, pulling her close despite the pain in my ribs. "I'll always fight for you." She kisses me then, in front of the crowd, the cameras, the whole world. And for the first time in my life, I know what love feels like. Real love. The kind no one can buy. 3 months after Central Park, I wake up to the smell of pancakes burning. I rush to the kitchen and find Emma standing on a stool, wielding a spatula like a sword, while Maggie tries to salvage breakfast. "We were making you a surprise," Emma announces, "but the pancakes fought back." "I can see that," I say, surveying the damage. Batter on the walls, smoke detector beeping, flour in places flour should never be. It's perfect. Maggie looks at me apologetically. "We wanted to celebrate your birthday." "It's not my birthday." "We know," Emma giggles, "but you never celebrated, so we picked today." My chest tightens. They're right. I haven't celebrated my birthday since I was 12, when my mother forgot it for the 3rd year in a row. But somehow, these two remembered a detail I mentioned once in passing. "Come on," I say, taking the spatula from Emma. "Let me show you how Pierce men make pancakes." "You know how to cook?" Maggie asks, incredulous. "I know how to do a lot of things you don't know about yet." An hour later, we're eating slightly less burned pancakes, and Emma is recounting every detail of her field trip to the Natural History Museum. "And then, the tour guide said T-Rexes had hollow bones, and I said, 'I know, my friend Callahan told me that.' And she was so impressed. 'I'm glad my dinosaur knowledge is useful,' I say, ruffling her hair. Maggie watches us with that look she gets sometimes. The one that says she's still not quite sure this is real. After Emma runs off to play, Maggie and I clean up together. It's become our routine, her washing, me drying, talking about everything and nothing. "I got the final paperwork yesterday," she says quietly. "Vincent pled guilty. 23 years minimum." I set down the dish I'm holding. "How do you feel?" "Free." She turns to look at me. For the first time in 10 years, I feel free. Emma can grow up without fear, without looking over her shoulder. "Because of you." "Because of us," I correct. "You were the one brave enough to face him." "Only because I knew you had my back." She touches my face, tracing the faint scar from where Vincent's ring cut me. "You took a knife for me. I'd take 1,000 knives for you." "That's terrible math," she says, but she's smiling. "What am I going to do with you?" "I have some ideas." I kiss her, and 3 months later, it still feels like the first time. Like coming home to a place I never knew existed. When we break apart, I take a breath. "I need to ask you something." "Okay." "Move in with me. Officially. Not just staying over. I want you here. Both of you. I want Emma's dinosaurs taking over my living room. I want your shoes by the door. I want to wake up to burned pancakes and chaos and life." Maggie's eyes fill with tears. "Callahan, I know it's fast. I know it's crazy. But I've wasted 36 years being careful and safe and empty. I don't want to waste another day pretending I'm not completely in love with you." "You love me?" "I'm in love with you," I correct. "There's a difference. One is casual, the other is permanent." She laughs through her tears. "You're really bad at playing it cool." "I'm done playing it cool, so what do you say?" I say. She grabs my shirt, pulls me close. "Yes. 1,000 times yes." Emma chooses that exact moment to run back in. "Why is Mom crying? Did you make her sad?" "Happy tears, baby," Maggie says, picking her up. "Callahan asked us to live with him." Emma's eyes go wide. "Forever?" If that's okay with you, I say nervously. Somehow, asking a 7-year-old for approval is more terrifying than any business negotiation. Do I get my own room? The biggest one. Can I paint it with dinosaurs? We'll hire a professional dinosaur painter. Those exist? For you, I'll make sure they exist. Emma launches herself at me, nearly knocking me over. This is the best day ever. 2 years later. The wedding is small. Just close friends, Emma as flower girl, and my mother, who flew in from Paris and actually smiled when she saw me. Progress. Maggie walks down the aisle of the Central Park Conservatory garden, and she's not wearing white. She's wearing green, the color of her eyes, the color of life, the color of everything good in my world. Emma walks beside her, holding the rings and taking her job very seriously. When Maggie reaches me, I'm already crying. So much for the composed CEO image. You look beautiful, I whisper. You look like you're about to pass out, she whispers back. Little bit. The ceremony is perfect because it's imperfect. Emma drops one of the rings, and it rolls into the bushes. My best man, Marcus, has to chase it down. Maggie laughs so hard during her vows that she has to start over twice. I forget half of mine and just say, I love you. That's all I've got. But when we kiss, it's perfect. At the reception, Emma gives a speech that she wrote herself. Before Callahan, it was just me and Mom, and that was good. But Callahan makes Mom smile in a way she never smiled before, and he plays with me even when he's tired, and he lets me teach him about dinosaurs even though he's a grown-up. So I think Mom made a good choice. Plus, he has a really cool apartment. Everyone laughs. I cry some more. Maggie squeezes my hand under the table. Later, dancing with my wife, I finally understand what Maggie meant that night in my office. Money can't buy this. Power can't create it. This kind of love, messy, real, imperfect, beautiful, you have to earn it. You have to be worthy of it. What are you thinking about? Maggie asks, head on my shoulder. That I was dead for 36 years and didn't even know it. That's dark, Pierce. And then a cleaning lady told me the truth and saved my life. I didn't save your life, she protests. Yes, you did. You absolutely did. I pull back to look at her. You saw me when no one else did. You called me out when everyone else just agreed with me. You made me want to be better. You made yourself better. I just held up a mirror. Then thank God for mirrors, I say, and kiss her again. Emma runs over, pulling at our hands. Come on, they're cutting the cake, and it's chocolate, with dinosaurs on it. We follow her, hand in hand, and I realize this is what happiness looks like. Not perfect, not polished, not controlled, just real, just love, just everything I never knew I needed. 3 years later, we have a son. We name him James, and he has Maggie's eyes. Emma teaches him about dinosaurs before he can even talk. I cut back on work to be home for dinner every night. We still burn pancakes on Sundays. And every year on the anniversary of that night in my office, I thank Maggie for having the courage to tell an arrogant billionaire exactly what he needed to hear. You're welcome, she always says. Now stop being sentimental and help me with the dishes. That's love, real love, and it's worth more than every dollar I'll ever make. The end.